On 12 News, this is EVB Live.
I'm Tram Mai live from the Mesa Fire Department, and we are showing you exactly what is going to happen during a swift water rescue effort. We're actually perched inside this bucket that's hitched onto this ladder, and I've got Mike Thomas with the Mesa Fire Department, who's been with them for 14 years, 12 of which have been with the technical rescue team, and we're going to show you exactly what happens during this water rescue. You say it takes about 25 people minimum when you guys go out to these rescues.
Correct, Tram. We use that many people in these rescues because we need to go ahead and have a safety net built in for ourselves also. These rescues can be very tricky. We're dealing with adverse weather conditions, low light conditions a lot of the times, and we need the supervision and the safety net put in place to go ahead and oversee these operations to see if there's things that we're missing that we're not seeing, such as upstream debris that's coming into our operation, or for other potential victims that are been trapped by the floodwaters as well.
And a perfect example of what happened was yesterday in Apache Junction, where two teenagers tried to cross a wash and their Bronco ended up getting flooded. It went downstream. They were able to hang on to a tree for dear life. I know Mesa Fire was also involved in that rescue operation because of this automatic aid that you have with several agencies that happen when there's an emergency situation like that. But how lucky were those two guys, Mike?
They were very lucky considering the situation that was at hand. A lot of things that could have happened. The Bronco could have been swept away. There's a lot of force that's involved with water pushing against the vehicle like that, and they could have been cast into the water and then never found again, caught into a strainer and drowned.
And luckily they were rescued because of a DPS helicopter. All right, right now for more on the damage that happened in Apache Junction, we want to go straight out to Kim Covington, who's live there. Kim?
Citation. Tram?
All right, Kim, thanks so much for that report. Now, we want to let you know that this bucket rescue technique is one of the most used in the urban rescues. That's because it puts the firefighters in a safety zone. It puts their lives least at risk. What does put their lives most at risk is right down there. That is the boat rescue. They use that not too often. And why is that?
Mostly, Tram, because of the time involved in trying to set up a boat-based operation. We need to get lines across any kind of water that's moving to go ahead and make anchor systems across the way, which is sometimes extremely difficult. Plus, we don't know what the anchor system is how strong it is. So when we put the boat with 4 personnel in there with the victim, those anchors are going to be really stressed, especially in these high water, high flood water environments, because we don't know what the root base of that is. And when we put the boat in there, we risk the anchors, blowing the anchor systems, and then the boat going downstream and then having another situation at hand.
Yeah, just goes to show it's a very dangerous, very risky operation. Coming up later on in the show, we are going to actually perform for you a live demonstration using this bucket rescue technique, and we're going to do it over that truck there and pretend there is somebody who has crossed a wash and is in danger and needs help. That's going to do it here from the Mesa Fire Department. Scott, we'll toss it back to you.
Tram, thanks so much. Monsoon can certainly be an impressive sight. It is dangerous. Tram has been with Mesa Fire all afternoon covering that side of the story. Tram?
Yeah, Scott, I want to show you something you do not see very often. Normally you see the rescue happening itself, but this right here is called an outrigger. There are 4 of these, and this is meant to stabilize the truck, because during these very dangerous situations, you know the current can be going very fast. So this stabilizes the truck and it keeps it from tipping over. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do in a bucket rescue. That's coming up next.
Thanks. So now we want to head back out to Mesa, and that's where our own Tram Mai has been spending the afternoon with the Mesa Fire Department to see firsthand what it takes to prepare for a flood rescue. Hey, Tram.
So, Scott, let me set the scene for you now, and if Mike could just go ahead and start moving into this Toyota. So we've set up a scenario to where we've got an emergency situation. This Toyota has come across a flooded wash. It's stuck in the middle of the wash. He can't go anywhere. We've got the driver in the bed of the truck. He needs to be rescued here. So, Mike, take it away from here. Exactly what happens in this typical bucket rescue?
First, we're going to go ahead and set the aerial up on the side of the river or the wash area. Once we do that, we're going to put 2 personnel in the bucket. We're going to try to reach out to the vehicle and stuff with our ladder truck. This is a 85-foot aerial platform. We can operate very safely in here with 2 people.
So you're going to throw out the flotation device and helmet?
Sir, I want you to put on this helmet and put on that safety vest, personal flotation vest. Need to put that on rather quickly. We don't know how much longer this vehicle is going to be able to stay here before we get swept away.
And really, Juan is lucky because it's not like he's hanging on to a tree or hanging on to a branch or something. He's still able to be in his truck.
Right. And we're kind of in a safe zone right now, but these floodwaters are very unpredictable. There's debris that can be flowing downstream right now. A big log or a big piece of debris could come down and shift the vehicle into another position to where we're not going to be able to reach him with the bucket. Then we'd have to move into a Plan B operation with either a strong swimmer, a helicopter operation, or a boat operation, which are a lot more riskier.
And we'll show you that strong swimmer rescue in just a second. But how do you get Juan into the bucket from here?
Okay, now that you have all the safety equipment put on and stuff that's secured to you, I don't want you to go ahead and jump into the bucket. I'm going to reach out to you. Okay, we're going to capture you. We're going to bring you into the bucket. Very good. How are you doing right now? Are you cold? Are you did you get knocked out or anything? You're okay? Yeah. All righty. I want you to go ahead and sit down right here. Okay, just sit down there right there. And we're going to get you to the side. We'll have you medically evaluated, get some vital signs on you. How long have you been in your truck out here?
For half an hour.
Okay. All right. Is there any other victims with you and stuff?
No, just myself.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that's typically what happens after the rescue. You get them safely into the bucket. Usually there's about 3 firefighters in here, right?
Yeah,
to help with this.
Right.
Because sometimes it could be quite a reach, and you guys would need each other's help to just balance you guys, make sure you guys don't fall in too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so really the takeaway in all of this is not only are you putting your life in danger and at risk when you decide to go through these floodwaters, you're also putting the firefighters' lives at risk too.
Absolutely, Tram. Anytime we're doing these operations, there's a great number of people that are involved in these rescues. They're quite expensive also, and just because of the nature, they are very risky because we don't do them often, and they're very high risk, low frequency, as we call them.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. He just mentioned about the strong
Having a little audio
in the next
issue.
segment. Scott, back to you.
Tram, very much. Thanks very much. And we will get back to Tram coming up in just a little bit. You know, and it's good to remember we're so fortunate to have those so well-trained and highly trained first responders here in the valley. It's been down yesterday, but Tram, she has been out there with the Mesa Fire Department all afternoon to see what it takes to rescue someone from a flood. And Tram, I understand there's one kind of rescue that they would prefer not to do if it can be avoided. What's that one?
That's right. That's in addition to the boat rescue. This is a strong swimmer rescue, and I want to set up kind of the rescue scenario that's going to happen right now. We've got Juan, who just got swept away from his vehicle. This is going downstream here. The waters are rapidly flowing. We've got Kevin here. He is the strong swimmer, and Mike, who he is anchored to. Mike, take it from here.
Okay, I'm going to be the brakeman for this operation. We have Kevin as a strong swimmer. We've got a victim that just left the truck, and this is going to be more so our Plan B operation when we actually enter the water. Strong swimmer in the water!
And you are tethered.
He's going to reach out. He's tethered. He's going to capture the victim. He's going to then start bringing him. I'm going to pendulum him into the shore, and then we would evaluate him and stuff once he's on the shoreline, and then go from there. Then we would be asking him if there's any other victims that we need to get out of the water. We would also have these throw baggers downstream also, and we'd have spotters that are upstream looking for any debris that may be in the water that we need to go ahead and be aware of.
And just to let you know, these are the throw bags that they use. It's full of the rope, and this is what they use to just pull and anchor a lot of their firefighters to try to rescue the victims here. Again, this is not used often, and why is that?
Anytime we're putting our personnel into the water, it's going to be more of a risk for our personnel. If we can use the aerial apparatus to go ahead and do that, doing urban rescues, you know,
Which is the bucket.
waters, right, using the bucket, then that's going to be the first option. We get into the water and stuff, then we have to worry about exposure of cold water, debris, other strainers, all those type of things that are in the water.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike, for all your time
You're
this
very
entire hour. We appreciate it. Scott, we'll toss it back to you.
Tram, great work out there. We want to take you back to the sky, show you more pictures here over Eloy. Tram Mai is live in Mesa with a swiftwater rescue crew who specializes in these dramatic and certainly dangerous rescues. Tram?
That's exactly right, Scott. And also the agency, one of several agencies involved in that swiftwater rescue was the Mesa Fire Department. We are here with them now, and I'm here with Mike Thomas, who's been with the technical response team for 12 years. Let's show you exactly what happens in the most common type of rescue, if you want to lower it down now. This is a bucket rescue, and let me set up the scenario for you here. We've got Juan, who is stranded in his truck. He has just crossed a flooded area. We're going to move this bucket in closer to him, and Mike, take it from here, what you're going to do.
Sir, I want you to stay right there. I don't want you to reach up into the bucket. I want you to stay right there. Are there any other victims that are with you in the truck? Just yourself. Okay, I'm going to pass you some safety equipment that I want you to put on. There's going to be a helmet and a personal flotation device. I'd like you to go ahead and put it on for us.
And that is so in case they happen to accidentally get into the water, then at least they have that lifesaver.
Correct. If there's debris that floats downstream, if it suddenly hits the truck and sweeps the truck away, then we may not be able to be in a position with the aerial apparatus to go ahead and get them. Then we'd have to go to a plan B, but he would have a flotation device and a helmet, which is going to be his best protection if he's free floating on the water.
And normally you would have about 3 firefighters in this bucket to help you guys.
Correct, 2 to 3, and that would enable us to go ahead and position the apparatus and go ahead and reach out to him if he was incapable of getting into the bucket because of any kind of medical reason or because of any trauma that he sustained, you know, in this situation. We would be able to help him into the bucket.
Okay, so he's going to come on in, and this is where it gets very precarious right here, because not only putting the victim's life in danger, but the firefighter's life in danger as well. And then from here, basically, they do like a quick medical check, health check for them. You guys, thank you so much. We appreciate your time all this hour. We'll toss it back to you, Scott.
Tram, thanks. And we're finding more and more storm damage and flooding.